In the next two videos, we shall discuss the areas of test automation high efficiency. As there are a lot of such areas, we shall discuss this list in the first video and this list in the next one. The first area where the test automation looks good is the regression testing. For real, when we are developing the project, the farther we go, for instance, these are sprints numbers, the more and more and more regression tests we have. They are growing like a snowball. So if we have to perform those regression tests manually, we lose a lot of time. And if we somehow automate our regression tests, that means that we eliminate all those growing effort from our work. The next area is multi-environment testing. Imagine we have several operation systems, several language versions of our application, several database management systems our application works with, several versions of Java or any other programming language we are developing our application with. So here are a lot of combinations. In real life there may be hundreds or even thousands. So it's really hard or even impossible to test all those variants manually. But once we automate our tests, we only pass that data as parameter to them. And then computer tests it automatically, without our interference, saving our precious time. The same idea is applicable to the configuration testing. Imagine you have several parameters, and all those parameters may take a lot of values. So the whole number of combinations may be easily hundreds or even thousands. It's really hard to test all this manually, but it's easy to automate. So use automation to help you. And almost the same idea is applicable to combinatory techniques. When we have a lot of parameters, a lot of values, we have a lot of variants to test. So each and every time we have a lot of something to test, it's long and hard for human to perform such tests. And it's rather quick and easy for computer to perform such tests. So that's why automation looks good here. The next idea is literally impossible without automation, because with unit testing we write some tests in some programming language, and those tests check some little units of code in some programming language. So it's impossible to execute such tests manually, literally impossible. Only computer may do it. But unit testing is quite popular, it's a good technique. That's why it exists in most projects. So automation helps us here as well. In some cases, when we are talking about integration testing and we are testing some complex system, there may be some difficulties with several components communicating with each other. And we have to see between those components. It's hard to execute these tests manually, but we may create some specific tool, and that tool may, for instance, analyze this component, analyze how it works with any other component, and our tool may look behind those borders. And that's really good, because it's extremely hard for a human to perform such analysis, and it's extremely easy for an automation tool to do it. Speaking about security testing, of course, with automation we may perform only basic security testing, because deep security testing requires experienced professionals. But as you may see here, on the screenshot of one of automation tools, we may use a computer to analyze our software for default passwords, default permissions, vulnerability to some exploits, if we use some outdated software, and so on and so on. So there are a lot of things that may be tested during quick security testing with a lot of well-known, widespread, automated tools. And we shall continue reviewing other areas in the next video.